That's the fact that the Dallas Cowboys are on an absolute heater. They did both Super Bowls. But you, the Cowboys suck on the road and lose to the Lions. It's so obvious.
Lions are in a tough stretch right now and can't afford to keep dropping games.
Cowboys. You're just picking the Cowboys because you want Lions to lose since Bears are on top of the division. You're not slick. Keep cracking our show. The Cowboys are coming to the Eagles. They got the Lions since under the Lions dead.
Okay, so Donald, Joe, and Bill got the Lions while Jordan and I got the Cowboys. Next, we have the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, that's what we'll be having a field day. Bills beat the living, breathing shit out of the Bungles.
Burrow is better than Allen. It's a lot of players. The Bills D also suck.
The Bengals D is worse, trust me.
Look, no matter the outcome of this game, we know one thing for certain. And that's the fact that this will be a high-scoring game and pretty much no D will be played. Although the Bills, I think they are slightly better. I need to see the Bengals win again before I can fully say they're back to being good. So I got the Bills shootout.
The Bills would love for this game to be a shootout since they are terrorists, and I will never pick a terrorist organization since I am a true American. I got the Bengals. I got the Bills because we're here with Bills.
Okay, so Donald, Bill, and I got the Bills, while Bill and Joe got the Bengals. Now we got the Indianapolis Colts taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars.
This game is going back to this game. There's a bone in his leg. That's what I said.
With the division,
That is not happening in winning.
Sleepy Joe, get your head out of your ass, Jack. You're winning this.
I want both these teams to lose, but right now Jack loses is more beneficial, so I got the Colts.
Celebrity critics say that from the holiday favorites of each year, the one selection of beer winning spirits is very flexible. We've had the extra credit for capital now that I'm considered a partner, so getting that yes allowed me to be involved with this.
Although with the Jags, the injuries for the Colts are starting to become a concern. And they're definitely cooling off, while Jags are getting hotter.
The Bills in Florida are a lot hotter than the Bills in Indianapolis, so I got the Jags.
Okay, so Donald, Bill, I got the Jaguars, while Joe and George got the Colts. Next, we have the Washington Commanders taking on the Minnesota Vikings.
This game is straight fucking trash.
We need this kid Max Bozeman to start again. He is full levels reincarnated. Justin Jefferson is about to go full Antonio Brown if he doesn't get a normal quarterback soon.
Nobody gives a shit about this game, but I'm going Vikings since me and that shit team from Washington have beef.
Commanders are actually nice. I'll give them some respect and pick them. They will beat the Vikings. The Vikings are horrible, and the Phillies are mid, so I'll go with the Commanders.
Vikings are just such a mess right now. I don't know how they win anything when all their QBs are trash. I'll go with the Commanders. They're the better team and will win.
Who wants to guess who I'm going to?
Sleepy Joe, it's the same shit every week. Get over it already.
Minnesota!
Okay, so Bill, George, and I got the Commanders, while Donald and Joe got the Vikings. Now we got the New Orleans Saints taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
The Yanks flat out suck. This will be an absolute ass beating. Not even a game. Baker could cut his dick off before the game. He would still go out there and flip the Saints.
Buccaneers also got the Panthers right on their ass, so they know every game matters that much more now.
I got the Buccaneers by involuntary manslaughter.
Yeah, I got the Bucs in a blowout.
I got beef with New Orleans, so I got the Bucs.
Man, I feel like we're not giving enough respect to the Saints.
Well, Bob, shut the fuck up and stop being an idiot. If you want to suck the Saints off, go ahead and pick them, you bitch.
I got the Bucs, but I think the Saints keep it close.
Bitch ass if I'm a pick as usual.
Okay, so we all got the Buccaneers. Next, we have the Miami Dolphins versus the New York Jets.
The battle of which team can fuck up their draft position more.
This is going to be the weirdest fucking game. The Dolphins have been playing unbelievable football in the late. The Jets are coming off a big win. They've been playing better also.
Sleepy Joe, wake up. These two teams are shit.
Donald, you're fucking stupid. I think they're playing better. Didn't say they're good.
Watch.
They've been cold. They're nasty, and we all know the Dolphins cold weather because they're going to the left.
We're going to go with the Jets. So I got the Jets.
Okay, so Bill Jones, we got the Jets, while Bill and Don, we got the Dolphins. Now we got the Seattle Seahawks taking the Atlanta Falcons.
Why do you feel like this would be a sleepy good game? The one is Falcons, 7 Seahawks are on another level. Falcons are one of the teams of all time.
Sleepy Joe, what the fuck does that mean?
Use the Falcons to win.
Sleepy Joe, you need to take your bets. Falcons lost to the trash-ass Jets. They have no chance in this one. Seahawks by whatever the fuck they want.
This could be a trap game for the Seahawks. They I don't know what's the Falcons. Unless it's a tough road trip for them because they have to go across the country. I'm not confident enough to pick the Falcons, so I got the Seahawks, but I think the Falcons keep this close and put up a real fight.
Obama, stop trying to act smart, you're not.
Darnold and the Seahawks gave it on fire. Well, the Falcons are the Falcons. This is an obvious Seahawks win. Tim Bucks' cousin is the build. I got the Falcons.
Okay, so Donald, George, and I got the Seahawks, while Joe and Bill got the Falcons. Next, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Baltimore Ravens.
Both of these teams are coming off embarrassing losses.
No. The Steelers lost to a good team, while the Ravens got cooked by the worst team in the league. They're done. This team sucks and their QB is glorified running back. The Ravens are already in playoff. The Ravens suck and lose badly here.
Sleepy Joe, the Steelers are also ass. Rodgers is beat up and by the end of the season will be in a wheelchair.
Aaron Rodgers is going to leave him.
After this game, you'll need every drug process. I got the Ravens.
This will be a fun division rivalry game. I think both teams need to step up and get a really low-scoring game. In the end, I have more faith in the Ravens, so I'm going with the Ravens.
Ravens got exposed last week, and the Steelers would beat them. If they get shut down by the worst team in the league, they do a straight trash. Both teams are low-key trash, but the Steelers are the worst part of the Ravens.
Okay, so down on Bill, and I got the Ravens, while Joe and George got the Steelers. Now we got the Tennessee Titans taking on the Cleveland Browns.
This is for sure the next part of the bowl. Who cares about that? Let's talk about Trump's boy, Shatter Sanders. He played like shit. I guess it was perfect time.
Fuck you, Sleepy Joe. Shatter still like that he went up against a tough team.
It sucks and we get exposed to this one.
The Browns are playing the trash-ass Titans. The Browns can win this on their own.
Shatter is so bad, the Titans win this in a blowout.
Get your head out of your ass. This is a super easy win for the Browns.
Well, I'm going with the Browns. It's about the same.
Almost now, the Broncos is back for the holidays at White Sox, with tender great teams against the Raiders.
I'm very worried about this Titans offense going up against the Browns D and the full Cleveland weather. Titans struggle against average teams. Now they have to go up against one of the best in the league. I don't see how the Titans will be able to deal with the points on the board. I got the Browns winning this because of their defense.
The girls in Nashville how they got the Titans.
Okay, so Donald, George, and I got the Browns, while Joe and Bill got the Titans. Next, we have the Denver Broncos versus the Las Vegas Raiders.
Broncos, Denver Magic Broncos here might be worse than the Chiefs last year.
This team somehow finds ways to win every week. I don't understand how it's possible.
The Broncos keep winning, but they're barely squeaking by 15. The team is fraud written all over it.
Lucky for them this week, they play the Raiders, so that's an easy win for them.
Not so fast. Last time these two teams played, it was a very close game.
You know what, Obama, you're a big smart guy. Why don't you put your balls on the table and pick the Raiders?
Yes, it all three Super Bowls in the table.
The Raiders might play well here, but the Broncos will still find a way to win. Raiders are a mess right now.
Broncos win big, stop being a bitch.
Broncos are on trial alert, but that will be exposed in the playoffs and win with them. I got the Broncos too. There's no way they're used to the trash-ass Raiders. I look those Raiders scripted for the Raiders and win too.
Okay, so Donald, Bill, George, and I got the Broncos, while Bill's got the Raiders. Now we got the Chicago Bears taking on the Green Bay Packers.
Obama might have done it in chance after that Bears performance last week.
I didn't know they can't believe my eyes. The Bears are actually good. They're the first coming on the Houston Oilers for the second chance. It's good.
Relax Obama and the lucky the Bears and all that.
The stats say the crime rate in Chicago has gone down since Ben Johnson got hired.
Ben Johnson has done very well.
Obama with the lucky win relaxed himself. The Bears are finding ways to tough everything on the video.
This week we will walk into Green Bay and beat them for weeks in the world and we are legit contenders. I got the Bears winning.
Keep dreaming the Packers are going to beat the fuck out of the Bears. It is Toyota, Connor, Jordan Love is going to scoop it. And it's about to ball out. I got Packers all day. The Packers are bitch made and a certain player on the defense sucks, so I got the Bears.
The Packers own the Bears, and that won't change. Bears had a cheap win last week, but the fun ends here. Packers win by whatever the fuck they want.
Bears win this, who won't see.
So let's stay sucking the Packers off. I got the Packers.
Okay, so Donald, Bill, and Bill got the Packers, while Jordan, I got the Bears. Next, we have Los Angeles Rams versus the Arizona Cardinals.
So the Rams trash to the black to the blue. They like the trash. To the fuck. Look at the Packers.
What? This season next week.
That's the wrong from the Rams was pitiful. I don't want Stafford working for them now.
One bad game, and everyone switches up on Stafford.
I know I'm just screw the fuck out of the win. I have to keep the Rams. They still will. The Rams are the good spot. This is a typical letdown spot on the road.
Here.
Sleepy Joe, you are an idiot.
One loss doesn't change for the Ram Cardinals. They are still a powerhouse. Will win this game. Cardinals won't be able to fight. Not the movie. It's the movie still at the Cardinals.
Okay, so now I got the Rams, well, we know we got the Cardinals. Now we got Sunday Night Football where the Houston Texans take on the Kansas City Chiefs.
Well, home is on Sunday night. That means Collinsworth is going to come in his pants. What do you think? Is it the same old Chiefs team anymore? Chiefs contract is a devil ringing out. So they will continue to lose.
The Chiefs have their back against the wall. It's now or never they will win this.
Last week, the Chiefs lost to Dallas and this week they lose to Houston. The Texans are on fire right now. The team is playing unbelievable and the offense is starting to get going. This is the Texans win.
Bush, the Chiefs will not lose this one, I guarantee it.
Donald Bill and the Chiefs are down there not moving this way to the Texans team.
Stop me writing.
Bush is right, Texans will lose it. The Chiefs are overrated bums and are done for this year. Texans team is about to have a field day with Patrick Mahomes.
The Texans have been hot, but I still have faith in the Chiefs. This will be a low-scoring game. Chiefs come out on top.
Taylor Swift is trying to start leading the votes on the Chiefs.
Okay, so Donald Bill and I got the Chiefs. Collinsworth, Joe got the Texans. Next, we have Monday Night Football, the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Los Angeles Chargers.
Eagles are going to be falling apart to go to the City.
The Eagles' past game is less confident than Sleepy Joe.
They went first. Because they went to Westbrook at the NFL. Enough with all this nonsense. The Eagles have lost a couple of games with the Raiders. And we bounced back. Like the Eagles did. The offense is a bit better. Holy coach. I'm not hoping the choosing is true.
Sleepy Joe, stop crashing out. We all know Eagles are trash.
The Eagles will beat the fuck out of the Chargers, you will see. The Eagles are big names. This is badly here.
Coach, the Eagles and Chargers win this easily.
You probably don't know ball.
I got the Eagles, but can't lose this one. The Cowboys are starting to close in on the division. Eagles play hard, control the line of scrimmage and win.
I like the Eagles, I got the Eagles.
Okay, so Joe Bell, I got the Eagles, while George Allen got the Chargers. And these were our official predictions for week 14.
Let us know in the comments who you think is going to win.
And be sure to like and subscribe.
That is over free with stories and new heights. We added over 10,000 new hours of Egyptian content, including the biggest 5 events, select live stories, release, and all at the same price. Getting better.
Welcome back to the randomizer where we had to run it back again since some punk tried to screw us by stats and make me able to wield weapons and spells that needed a lot of faith, intelligence, and arcane.
Don, that was good. We saw you with that save manager installed, and when you tried editing the stats, nothing happened, so you got frustrated and tried tweaking it more, which destroyed the save file. We're still on the same scene, though, so you just have to run it all back to where we are now.
Does that mean he gets to watch me play Hello Kitty Island Adventure now since he tried to cheat? No. The rules were, if I use the summon that is way powerful against bosses, overrun bosses, then I would fail and would have to simply that shit. I only wanted to wield the weapons I was getting. There's a lot of them require a lot of fucking leveling. This is just because the nuclear way I was using for now to change the stats to those weapons. Oh, and I'm brilliant on the body. You look at my whole face with the thinking like that and all. But the one I don't remember writing in a period. Sometimes with the evidence, there's that the started out when we played social photos together, we just did stick videos, and I did about, I think it's hard work. Not even at the methods.
I mean, it makes more sense than Leo from last episode, who was just dropped in by the editor to drive down this thing.
I also try to make videos myself, but I haven't found a solid audience. It's not easy when I'm not some big thing streamer who pushes the envelope between content and software sales. Let's read it, just throw yourself out there. You're up in here hoping people will subscribe to your YouTube and Twitch channel.
which will totally be in the description of this video. There's Prince. Gonna send the boys in to race the academy and have them fight me that next great groove.
Just love this son-in-law, I can tell.
Maybe you can treat this like the SWAT team moving in to take down a school shooter. Actually doesn't happen, and even I feel that it serves in the store. A level of strength that makes the top of blood vessels continue so hard. Now let's not use that analogy, Joe. That's crossing demonetization.
There's a level of satisfaction where you see your boys clean house and you get to reap all the reasons.
Right? It's like Christmas. Every time they take on a bomb of their seeds, I should rub those on stuff, but I didn't want to make the most out of it. Is there being taxed on it because of our new temporary credit involved? And it's not funny to see the poultry by swimming. Now, what you really want for the strange split summon is either a voodoo, spoilers, or a koala.
Why a koala? This is stupid shit.
Oh, fuck no! Oh, no. They are not so the kids do the basket. They tell you to go fuck yourself with the rest of the band. Not even all, and the rest with holding the knees up to the God and how since we need the fingers, now they're fucking nice. And then it did. The male koala is the winner since there's a female around. Let's just say that they use the term top and down literally, whether the female wants it or not. If any of the female fellows between died afterwards, the male is done his job, that's that. Not to mention its immediate claims of human, plus the little noise that they make is disturbing as hell. So the male koala sound like shit. Gotta fix it.
Well, it definitely puts an interesting image if I imagine I'm going to see a koala. That's how I thought about this computer until I found out that they could invent it with its purpose. But sure, it's all basically designed to inject venom produced by their cruel glands located in the upper thigh.
That second half sounded like you said about something.
Yeah, it's because I did. I wasn't sure how they could do it, so I double checked.
Alright, let's go see who took the Red Wolf's place. So, you should switch out the baddest knife for something else, or else it's going to be cheating. I'm going to weird this time. Besides, look at the boys had fun otherwise. Obama, is this considered rule breaking?
Depends on who it is. Looks to me like the mimic tier. You know what? I'm going to let it slide. Because this is like a showcase of what the Banished Knights would do to Donald if they were against him.
I want my Hello Kitty Island adventure, goddammit. You should ask that Prime Minister to play with you, Dad. He's as much as the same as you are. I'd like to tell your boy, I'm going to show you again by saying that the dingo ain't my baby. He's just for legal yourself, very consulting communication. It's hard to have a ritual. You want to be racist as hell.
It's just Joe being a Joe, and it's playing how he works, but he's drinking with the water I saw. So, essentially.
Unfortunately, Obama is right. I also bring people that they mostly watch and wait till Joe says something stupid, obscene, or just fails intellectually. They're interested in the digital mimic to his place. This isn't a side on it. God damn it, it's not a golden item, so the great moon has to be elsewhere. You know, I'm going to have to go through this entire place for it, but I think I might have to. Sometimes I regret the devices this game.
I'm sure you want to do key item check. This play has come to the test in the box room, or else we'll have to find the discarded palace key.
I'd like to ask a guy to help with someone. Wait a minute, I'm going to make it freeze because I sweat a lot. No, so I got a suit with a special fabric.
And then you have a bunch of purple items and common white items throughout this entire fucking place. And not one golden item. This is becoming bullshit. The boss better have it, or I'm going to crash out. It'll always be me in the spot you least expected. Can I talk to you dollar like you did about food?
Really, if he actually wanted to do that, he'd magically find it or materialize it out of thin air and make him look stupid
parents have magical fucking powers for that shit. Fuck it, let's hire all the parents in the world to try and find MH370. Why you gotta push the envelope like that, Joe? You're almost constant in videos monetization, and there you go, doing it again. It seems like your sole mission is to make everyone famous and see this channel's monetization status fall through and have you guys make a Patreon as a substitute.
Well, one of us would have to start an OnlyFans.
I've been working on my physique, and in the case of that happening, I volunteer to start one. Not even your wife would want to see that shit, Joe. Just stop with the mentioning of tragic events where the chance of us getting hit with limited ads again towards the case is possible. This fans have a monster must that as soon as I say a favorite sport and I'm living, that's where it crosses the line. The days of early YouTube were better with the lawless or Wild West aspect of it. All it takes is one person to ruin everything. And now we have crypto and NFT enthusiasts running the company. And now we have the Australians trying to undermine interest. This is amazing. Can't wait to see our green dollar sign symbol disappear. For no reason, I'm going to summon history to help vindicate whoever took Ronaldo's place. No reasons are good enough, right?
I mean, it's better than summoning Ronaldo himself, but if you're running with a better style, hell, that would be weird borderline. So I guess it's this. I'm not going to call this cheating.
Then when are you going to call him not cheating? Your rules seem pretty lenient, Obama. From an outside perspective, if you're going to summon someone like Brandon Adenius or someone from the DLC, then you'll be cheating. That's fine, but hey, any summon would devastate him, and while I can take him on solo, I want to show off this spot as much as I can, while keeping it somewhat fair.
Yeah, both of those are true. But if the boss is a DLC boss, then you can summon someone like Ron Benson.
But maybe this is fair when phase 2 happens. It's a different boss than Vegas. Fucking loopholes, man. Might as well let him summon whatever, since my Hello Kitty is not happening at this rate. We're going to keep it that way. I want no part of that whatsoever. Here's Astel. Okay, this was definitely worth it to summon the 3 of them. It's like they came to exterminate this from the academy. It's absolute sin.
There's still some of melting it, but hey, if they have something to do, that's the better than you should tell.
And so it's strictly cheating. Captain Bowman did a similar thing where he summons to basically kill the bosses for him, and some were overpowered. Only difference is,
where there is smoke, there is fire. And that's why, even though we've already made a video talking about this guy and this team, I think it is only appropriate to reopen that can of worms. The last time we talked about it, it wasn't as mainstream or high profile as it is now. Of course, we know him, we love him. Today we're heading over to the Vancouver Canucks and talking about Mr. Checked Out Himself 2.0 after one JT Miller. Today we're talking about Quinn Hughes, and sorry, I feel kind of lukewarm, not too bad. It's kind of apathetic when it comes to talking about Quinn Hughes and the Vancouver Canucks these days. It just feels like the guy is going to leave. It feels like the guy doesn't have any sort of an idea or an inkling in his brain that this team has what it takes to contend, and I don't blame him at all. The Vancouver Canucks have been a tire fire of an organization from top to bottom throughout the course of this season, from the guys up top commanding and pushing the buttons, to the guys in the middle that are supposed to be making the trades and making the team better, and then the guys in the locker room itself who are trying their best, but who are just not good enough to just top of the mark off by AHL talents and the rest of the world injured. It's been a very rough day for Quinn Hughes and the Vancouver Canucks. And I think at this stage, watching the guy's body language, watching the guy go out there and still try to do stuff on the ice. Maybe he's trying a little bit too hard. He's not passing it to Elias Pettersson anymore. But for Quinn Hughes to be in this position, it just doesn't feel like a fight worth fighting anymore. In my brain, I would say. It doesn't feel like it's worth it to justify, in my Vancouver Canucks-centered mind, this guy's going to stick around. It feels like he is gone. It feels like he's checked out. It's not his fault, but
It is unfortunate to say the least. Anyways, enough talking about Quinn Hughes. He's been doing pretty well this season. 22 points, 22 games. He's a point-per-game guy. And, of course, he can be a lot better than that if he was on a better team and if he was more motivated, I would say, to pass the puck a little more. On the latest episode of The Sheet with Jeff Merrick from earlier 2 days ago. This was a conversation that was posted on the Twitter. Detroit's got to be in the mix. Peter McGuire and Jeff Merrick dig into the possibility of Steve Yzerman and the Red Wings taking a serious run at Quinn Hughes. And then the clip is over here. You can dive into it yourself. I don't want to play it because, of course, it's, the Sheet. It's their own show. Link is going to be in the description if you want to watch it yourself. But this idea of Quinn Hughes going over to Detroit is not technically new. I'd say that as far back as 2018, there were conversations about Quinn Hughes potentially being a Detroit Red Wing. And a lot of that had to do with the fact that he was drafted out of the University of Michigan Wolverine system in 2018. He was under a point-per-game D-man in that stint heading into the 2018 NHL entry draft. And when the Red Wings passed up on Quinn, they Philip Zadina 6th overall. At the time, it was seen as a reasonable move because Zadina was ranked 3rd, but he ended up slipping to number 6. When he left, Quinn was available for Jim Benning, who really wanted to take him at 7th for the Vancouver Canucks. He got taken, and now he's the best franchise defenseman the Canucks have ever had. Speaking about that, though, this is why we dive into the Detroit possibility. Liam goes out there and says, if Detroit can get Quinn Hughes, they have the best D pair in hockey. Hughes and Seider would be such a match in heaven. Don't get me wrong, Hughes and Phil Hornick has been pretty good, but Hornick is a lot more of an offensively guy. He's a little bit more dynamic, I'd say, than most Seider. Seider, though, is just a total wall. That guy makes no mistakes in his own zone. He's reliable, he's sturdy, he's solid. And you can argue that Mo Seider's stability allows Quinn Hughes to activate even more. We all know that Rick Tocchet kind of brainwashed this guy to believe he was a 30-goal scorer. So if he's playing with the guy who's a lot more defensively minded and a guy like Mo Seider, who knows if that allows him to be a lot more extroverted offensively. And if it'll lead to more rush finishes and more actual points. Just a thought there. But of course, this idea of trading Quinn Hughes over to Detroit exists in 2 capacities. One, is it just a trade for a guy who's been run over for the last year of his deal? Or 2, would you trade him and expect to sign him to an extension? Either option, I'd say, is reasonable, but it has been discussed by various NHL media and insiders that maybe because Quinn Hughes was a Michigan guy, there could be an idea that says he and his brother is playing and with the Detroit rather than New Jersey. You don't have to play together, but does that have to be with the Devils specifically? Who really knows? With that in mind, though, let's dive into what some Red Wings fans are saying in regards to this Quinn Hughes conversation, courtesy of the Detroit Red Wings daily discussion thread on their subreddit from earlier yesterday. 4 lights went up there and posted this at the bottom. There's a lot of smoke around Quinn Hughes to Detroit, if not the Devils. So what would it take for the Red Wings to land Hughes? I've seen articles with access to the Pelica, and some even as rich as Lucas Race. I'm not on board with either of those. I'm no expert in NHL trade values, so I'm curious what the first thing that deal could potentially look like. And the top of lines of Wings Nation says Hughes is an elite .95 point per game 26-year-old defenseman. If it's not 1-for-1 for another elite talent, it'd have to be a very strong package deal with a mix of draft picks and prospects and maybe some mid-tier NHLers. Tactical Allman said, Axel Sandin-Pellikka could be anything. He could even be a Quinn Hughes. You always take a no talent rather than an unproven prospect. In my opinion, the only players that are untouchable are Larkin, Raymond, Ed, and Seider. I won't be happy doing the cat, but a trade of this magnitude usually doesn't feel confident. We can't move up Seider or Atkinson. This trade would be a wash. I'm not saying that they're as good as Hughes, but it would lead the exact same role of their game that's playing the Red Wings now. if I was using a trade package and Houston Front's already signed, the package would look something like a first-round pick, Castwell or Danielson, ASP. I don't see them wanting Costa or Augustine, as they seem to have a good goal development system, but an unprotected first and 2-3 assets seems like it could get it done. And honestly, as a guy who understands the bulk of what Detroit is building, I'd say that this sort of a package is a little short, just in my subjective opinion here, on evaluating Quinn Hughes as the second best defenseman in the National Hockey League. And if you are assuming that he's going to resign, then yeah, okay, Axel Sandy Pellica isn't thought about it. You have to toss that in there. It's not going to feel good for Red Wings fans, of course, but just think, like, Axel Sandy Pellica is going to become better in his career. But is he going to be better than Quinn Hughes at the moment? I'm not too sure. ASP's going to become next to this Quinn Hughes, and if he does do that, then great. But we just don't know. It's not guaranteed. Quinn was really good finishing up his NHL career, but he didn't necessarily explode into the player that he is now until, I want to say, like 2023-ish. He was great for the first 3 years of his career. We already saw that he was able to cook and he was able to move the offensive zone in a way that very few NFL hockey league players can. But then the year after, he just started going sicko mode and started producing at a point-per-game clip, winning in yards and scoring 17 goals this season. So, Quinn Hughes, this is the kind of guy that if Axel Sandy Pellica becomes even 80% of what Quinn is, you're very happy. But we just don't know. So you have to toss him in there. Along with the first, probably with another young guy, I'd say I'd value maybe Nate Danielson a little more than for long term, assuming you're not going to go out there and just immediately put them in a top spot. They could potentially extend yourself. That's really interesting. Maybe you take that trade package with Danielson, ASP, first and pass, maybe like a second or something, and then you could probably get me to buy on a Quinn Hughes deal. But hey, let's be real here. When you're thinking about Axel Sandy Pellica coming back the other way, he's been very good. If he becomes a shade of Quinn Hughes, I think you're probably happy with that. At the end of the day, though, this is a pretty intriguing conversation for some Michigan dudes that could be getting in the sweater. I want you to know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about the idea of Quinn Hughes potentially going over to Detroit, and what is your thoughts on the trade package? Lucas Raymond is a lot. I don't know if Detroit will be interested in trading him away. But anything with young guys, I kind of like that. Very more. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about the Quinn trade package for Detroit. I hope you enjoyed it. Please click that follow me on. And bye.
The officially being World Cup mascot. We didn't fully expect to go out there. So, just like a pro, at sportstech.ca.
I think at this point, the Detroit Red Wings should be thanking their lucky stars at a number of things. Firstly, it's that Preston is on the way. Secondly, it's that said health is actually unaffected by the current regulations of the team. And thirdly, it seems like this guy is potentially help out the Red Wings for a long time. Today, my friends, we are talking about the place up there by the Grand Rapids Red Wings earlier yesterday. Thanks to their sponsor, the Howie's Hockey Chain, who I normally would not go out there and shout out, but they have a cool brand, so yeah, I got it cool. And the player of the week, Sebastian Kosa, who went 3-0 in the most recent weeks in the system. I mean, okay, Carter Verlander, I didn't think I'd mention his name right off the bat, but he's been looking pretty okay so far this season. Maybe not the best in the ECHL, but he actually had a pretty good Grand Rapids cricket stint. We also have yourself Mechanical Stava, who the Red Wings are able to win out and get onto their team after a series of NHL seasons in hand. And then Sebastian Joseph, it's a 9.42 save percentage in 9 games. He leads the Griffins in all goaltender citizen categories. Not to mention Trey Augustine, who was killing in the NCAA, and who was also expected to become great too. But I will say, for all the tribulations the Red Wings exhibit with the main squad when it comes to goaltending, the fact that there are so many positive, quality goaltenders that are developing, going on their own path, nobody's being rushed, it is so refreshing to see. And I think part of me does wonder, hey, the contrast is quite heavy. Red Wings goaltending in the now isn't really been so too long. We talk about Dukes, we talk about how the defense has been problematic, to say the least, this season.